Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chapter 1, Exercise 1c. This is my second video for this exercise. In my first video, I explained how to divide the fractions, and today we are going to focus on the basic operations of fractions. Remember, when we have many fractions and many operations in one question, we have to remember that if there are brackets in that question, so first of all we have to remove or work out the brackets. Then on the second step, if there is a multiplication or division problem in the question, then we have to deal with multiplication and division after removing the brackets, and we always deal it from left to right. And in the end, we solve the addition and the subtraction of the fractions, and again we go from left to right. Okay, how do we solve such questions? If to solve such question, you can keep this word in your mind, PEMDAS, or you can say PEMDAS. Okay, what does it mean? It means B for brackets, E for exponents, M for multiply, D for divide, A for add, and S for subtract. So by keeping this word in your mind, you will know all the steps that you have to follow while solving any question with many operations. Clear? Let me show you now some of the questions from page 6. These are all the questions from exercise 1c 19 to 27. Now clearly you can see in each question we have different operations. For example, if I go with question number 19, we have multiplication and subtraction, both operations in one question. So what is the operation that we have to do first? So if you look at the word PEMDAS, it means first of all I have to remove the bracket. Now there is no bracket, then I have to go for the exponent. There is no exponent. After that it says M and D, multiply or divide. So I have multiplication here, that means I have to multiply the these two fractions, and whatever the answer will be, that answer will be solved with 2 over 5. Means 2 over 5 will be subtracted from the answer of these two. You can take any of these questions and follow this rule, follow this, you can say follow the steps given in this word. Clear? Okay, let's start solving the questions now. I have taken question number 22 from the book. It says 5 and 1/2 divided by 3 plus 2 over 9. So by looking at this word, first of all I have to go for division. So for the division I have to divide 5 and 1/2 by 3. So let's remove the this mixed number. 5 2s are 10 plus 1, it will be 11 out of 2, right? Then divided by 3 out of 1. 3 out of 1, why did I put, just to make it a fraction? Okay, so what is the rule for division? Keep, flip, change, KFC. So we are going to keep this fraction 11 out of 2, we are going to change this sign, and we are going to flip the next fraction. So finally the answer for this part will be 11 out of 6, right? And then what do we have to add into it? It will be 2 out of 9. Now how do we add the fractions? Watch my video of exercise 1a to know how do we add the fractions. So first of all we have to find the LCM of 9 and 6. So what will be the LCM of 9 and 6? Just make a list of the multiples of 9 and make a list of the multiples of 6. Better always start making this list with the bigger number first, the larger one. Okay, so let's 9, 18, 27, and then 36, and so on. If we will need, we will write more numbers. So 6, 12, 18, and then 24, right? So we found our least common multiple, that will be 18. Now what is the use of this least common multiple? This shows that each denominator should become 18. So multiply this one by 3. So if we will multiply it in the denominator, we are supposed to multiply it in the numerator as well. Okay, then to make this one also 18, I have to multiply it by 2, and here also by 2. So this one will become 33 out of 18 plus 2 2s are 4 out of 9 2s are 18. If you want to add them directly, you can add them directly, or if you want to write them on a single fraction bar, you can write them on a single fraction bar. So it will be 33 plus 4, that will be 37 out of 18. Now because it's an improper fraction, so you have to go for long division to know what will be the mixed number. So 18 times 2 will be 36 and the remainder will be 1. So what will be the mixed number? It will become 2 whole 1 out of 18. So this will be the final answer for question number 18. Do you understand all the steps? So remember, keep this word in your mind. According to this word, we have to go step by step to solve the whole question. Let's solve some more questions. So here is question number 30 and 31. Now in question number 30, we have two brackets. So it means I have to get the, because first of all, we have to remove or work out the brackets. So get the answer for the first bracket, get the answer for the second bracket. You will get a fraction for the first one and fraction for the second bracket, and then apply the division, right? So better pause the video here, solve this question number 30 on your own, because I have explained how it will be solved. Then play the video to check your answer. So here is the answer for question number 30. As you can see, that LCM for these two denominators was 6. So I changed both the denominators into 6. And similarly here it was 12. So I multiplied here by 3, here by 4 to get both the denominators exactly the same. Then I got the answer for the first bracket, it was 1 out of 6. Then I got the answer for the second bracket, it was 5 out of 12. Now here you have to keep this fraction, you have to flip this one, and you have to change the sign, right? So finally we got the answer 2 out of 5. Now in question number 31, again I want you to pause the video and solve it on your own, but let me quickly explain it to you. What is the meaning of off? Off means multiply. Now we have two operations here, one is subtraction and one is multiplication. Now mostly when the students, they think about that the teacher said go always from left to right, so what do? They subtract first and then they multiply. Remember, when we say go from left to right, that means whenever you have multiplication and division together, then you have to go from left to right. Again, if you have addition and subtraction together, go from left to right. But if you have like one of the operation from this group and the other operation from this group, then you have to follow like always multiplication and division in any of the question is done first of all. So right now what you have to do is multiply these two fractions, get the answer. Whatever the answer will be, it will be subtracted from 7 out of 9. Clear? Now better pause the video and complete the question on your own. Here is the answer for question number 31. So first I multiplied these two, and as you can see, we can simplify 3 and 9. So I simplified it. Finally I was getting 3 out of 7. Now when I tried to find the LCM for 9 and 7, both the denominators, I noticed that I have to write the whole multiplication table of 9 and 7 to find a common number between them. So 63 was the common number. That's why the LCM is 63 in this case. So to make both the denominators 63, I multiplied here by 7 and here by 9. And finally, when the denominators became similar, I subtracted the numerators, because whenever we are adding or subtracting the fractions, we have to keep the same denominator, and we simply add or subtract the numerators. Clear? Let's solve some more questions. Here is the next question. Next question is something like, as you can say, that if I put the numerator in a bracket and the denominator in a bracket, so we have two questions. The question that is in the numerator, it will be solved in the numerator, and the question that is in the denominator will be solved in the denominator. And finally, because of this fraction bar, you will change it into a division problem. Why into a division problem? Let me give you an example. For example, if I have 2 out of 5, 2 out of 5, this fraction is actually, it can also be written as 2 divided by 5. Similarly, if I go with this question, so whatever the answer will be of the numerator, it will be divided by the answer of the denominator, as I did here. Clearly? Clear? So let's try, let's solve now. What is the answer for the numerator? Because 3 and 4, the LCM for 3 and 4 will be 12. That means that we have to multiply here by 4, and here we also have to multiply it by 3. Okay, so this one will become 4 out of 12 plus 3 out of 12. This will be the numerator. Now what we will have in the denominator, it's 5 out of 6. Again, if I write the multiplication table of 6 and 4, 12 is the common numbers. So this shows that I have to multiply here this fraction by 2 and this fraction by 3. And then we will get 5 2s are 10 out of 12 minus 3 3s are 9 out of 12. What will be the answer for the numerator? It will give us 4 plus 3, 7 out of 12. I will write it in this way, and then in the denominator we will get 1 out of 12. Now because of this, let me highlight it for you. Let's say this one, I'm talking about this line now. This is actually the division. So it is 7 over 12 divided by 1 over 12. So I will rewrite it 7 over 12 divided by 1 out of 12. This is one way to understand. The other way is whenever we have a fraction divided by fraction. So what can we do? We can change it into a multiplication problem just by flipping the denominator. So it will become 12 out of 1. So actually this is the same thing. Why? Because when you will keep this fraction and you will flip the second one and you will change the sign into multiplication, it will exactly become like this. So if this step can be avoided, it's up to you. Like directly you can go from this step to this one, right? Or you can change it into a division problem, and then you can keep, flip and change. Keeping that rule in your mind, you can write 7 over 12 times 12 over 1. It's up to you now. Okay, so now this 12 and this 12 can be cancelled with each other, and then finally the answer will be 7 out of 1. It's 1. That means 7 is the answer. Clear? Do you understand? Okay, let's solve one more question and then I will end the video. It says 7/8 divided by 3.5 minus 2 over 3. Again the same idea. So better pause the video here, solve it on your own. Here is the answer for this question. 7 out of 8, there's nothing to solve with it, so we will keep it 7 out of 8, and in the denominator we have a mixed number, and then we want to subtract 2/3 from this mixed number, so change it into improper fraction. To make the denominators exactly the same, we will multiply the first fraction by 3 and the second fraction by 2, and we will get 21 out of 6 minus 4 out of 6. So it's giving us 17 out of 6. So again, up to you. If you want to do this step, fine. If you do not want to do this step, you can go directly to this one. How do we go directly to this one? Whenever we have a fraction divided by the fraction, so we keep the first fraction, that the one that is in the numerator, as it is. This you can say this division or this fraction, it changes into multiply, and the fraction that is in the denominator, it's flipped. So it will become 6 out of 17. Now 6 and 8 can be simplified with 2. So I divided 6 by 2, it gave me 3. Here 8 by 2, it gave me 4. So 7 times 3 is 21, and 4 times 17 is 68. So this is the final answer. That's all for this exercise. It's all done now. Hope you understand it.